Babylon the Great, which is pretty much in Babylon, you can't really receive it because they stuck in this land like, nah, this is American Babylon the Great. It can never be destroyed. It can never go into a state of sorrow, like the scripture say. But you fail to realize that they all thought the same way. This ancient kingdom. You know, they never thought that the Babylon the King would fall. Hey, they never thought the Egyptian Empire would fall. Let alone the Persian Empire, the Greek, and the Roman. Rome was the greatest empire that ever arisen. You see that? And the Romans back today.
Just to back up the point. This is the book of Isaiah 47, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, "And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things into thy heart."
You didn't think about these things. You didn't come from your mind where, because of wicked acts of what you're doing, related to any time like Sodom and Gomorrah, you didn't think that there was going to be a wicked place. Like the scripture say, that houses, their thoughts of that houses have continued forever, and that dwellers of all generations. That's what you Americans think. America could never fall, because it's what? It's America, it's Babylon the Great.
It says, "Neither didst thou lay," it's like a neither, didst remember the latter end of it. It says, "Therefore, hear now this, rather I give it to pleasure, that dwelleth carelessly."
Yeah, in America, dwellers carelessly, man. When you bring out some shit like the Epstein files, all of this wickedness going on, people don't even care about it. They don't even trigger something in their mind like, damn, America's fucked up. But they continue to go on about their folly, you know, whether they be Super Bowl or some kind of extravagant event that the terrorists have mindset for the problems at hand, man. And so they get rocked back to sleep. And nah, okay, yeah, America could be doing it, but what they got to do with me? That's what they can say. If it ain't affect these niggas first, these niggas don't care about it. It's gonna touch smoke and more.
It says, "Therefore, hear now this, thou art given to pleasure."
Hear now this, that I give it a pleasure. How are you hearing this message through the prophet? See, that you're watching right now, okay?
"That dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children."
This is what you Americans think as a whole, man. That's why you're so comfortable being here in America about the great. Oh, it's on a bounce back. Yeah, we're gonna get everything back to how it used to be. Make America great again. You believe in that shit. But you don't think that when you speak about as far as America being touched by ICD and nuclear missiles, not alone that, but that's a cherry on top of the cake. But you know, before that, the family. You don't think it's gonna be a family in America. You don't think it's gonna be civil war. You don't think there's gonna be anarchy, power outages. Customs kill people left and right, man. You don't think that's coming. The Lord showed you glimpse of that shit. Like many, you know what I'm saying? Like a preview of what's coming. The C-119 was nothing more than a preview of what's going to do next. See? But niggas don't consider that. So they go on about their folly, which means that they pretty much, they're not mindful of the scourges. The Lord is putting a scourge with you, but you're not even retaining in your mind and think like, damn, well maybe this is the time of the Lord's judgment. Look at the world, look how wicked it is, man. If you understand the God of the Bible, he hates fucking wickedness, man. See? So there's gonna be a wickedness soon. So what? It's a perfect time. This is the perfect time. How much more now than any other time in history?
He says, "But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments."
Yeah, because America was built off of sorcery. The Illuminati, witchcraft. See, that's why you got all these symbols everywhere. The seduce out here. It pours from your food, man. They put baby fetuses in the damn food and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything is defied. And it's best if we don't know everything that they're doing because, you know what I'm saying? It can bug you out. It's like, you know, if you know what the fuck you was eating, you wouldn't eat that shit. But again, you know, we got your how about Shema Shai. That's what we pray to, you know, when we eat anything, man. Because Esau didn't take it there. He didn't take it too far. But this is the land of wickedness and system, your ass being destroyed. They're like Sodom and Gomorrah. They're like Egypt, man.
I mean, add up, because it goes back into those sorceries. There was a heavy enchantment back in Egypt. Perfect example when it goes back into when Moses came amongst the higher ups of Egypt. Moses threw down one serpent and turned it to a snake. And the Egyptians, they threw down two serpents, man. And really what that shows is the right hand side is 2 times as strong as the left hand side. But the whole point is that the left hand side was exalted there in Egypt, like the left hand side is exalted here in Babylon the Great. You know, like you mentioned earlier, there was nothing you want to see.
Yeah, hey, I just gonna say a mirror dot that's found in Jeremiah 50. You know what I'm saying? You had the statue of Baal being burnt through over there in Iran. What was exposed American witness where pretty much stem from? These ancient fucking deities in which our people they worship in past, but they stem from these other nations that we say learn from. You know what I'm saying? They do what? Blood sacrifice. They eat children. They drink the blood, like I said before, like they put baby fetuses in your drink, especially these capsule and coke products, coffee products, right? McDonald's, you don't know what the fuck you eat. Hey, how many fucking burgers did McDonald's make a fucking day, man? I think I forgot. They said it's in the millions a day. How many goddamn cows? Where you gonna find all these goddamn cows at, man? We should take this so-called beef that you think is claim that you eat, man. You're not eating real beef. The beef that you eat is of your own people. You wonder why you fucking boiled out. You know, chickens boiled out.
Like billions of people served every day, you know, at McDonald's. You know, they ain't serving billions of people. You know, they're not serving to billions of people. You know, they serving you billions of people. You know, and it even came out that these McDonald's and these companies have contracts with like these hospitals where they get the amputees, you know, the amputated bodies, and they putting, you know, your Uncle Junior leg, you know, in the sandwich, you know, diabetes food. Right.
That's what these fast food do. That's why we're telling you, Jakes, man, you gotta stop eating McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, man. Hey, you gotta stop eating that shit to the best of your ability.
I mean, everything you eat is defiled. That's why the Scripture say, you shall eat your bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. Because they say even if you have a clean lamb, or you go to Elam and you get some mutton, which is really goat. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? This nigga worship that shit to Shiva, some crazy ass god, man. So just here being in Babylon, we eat the best of our ability, but the solution is not to eat the best you can. The solution is we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Because niggas it's getting to a point where people are going to be accepting where people eat people. Yeah. That's why it's going back into it's a TV, not TV, it was a movie. Like it's Sorted Green, 1976. This nigga broke out into everybody Sorted Green of people. Nigga snapping, nigga trying to insult it to the, and it was like a road like this. It was in the middle of the fucking street. Everybody watching Sorted Green of people. But guess what? He made that announcement. The next day, nigga was going by the everyday life, still doing that same bullshit. So we get talking to into the face, into these people who are without this word, they're gonna continue to do what they want, man. We'll only be elect or hearken, to the words that we say, man. And that's a few numbers, man. That's why we're not in the spirit to save everybody. We ain't at the point that we're gonna overexert ourselves just so a nigga can get it. We ain't finna overexert ourselves for niggas to stop eating pork and fucking Takis, man. We've been told you about these things, whether you hear, whether you forget, man. Y'all brothers, man.
Yeah, because like, once you, like you said, if you niggas here forget, you've been exposed to things by the prophets first and foremost. Now you should understand why you need the Howard shot at this point. Especially who's glad that you're keeping alone, man. I can proclaim that no one wanted to fool the foul. What's that, the 4th chapter? Yeah. That it? Fool the foul amongst the Gentiles. You got people claiming they're keeping the law, but they just ate or consumed a chicken or some beef or a steak that was slaughtered all off of them. You know what I'm saying? And they inject some shit into these animal, you don't know what the hell it is. But it's in your body. Now you can fight. That's why we need to have a shot. See? But yeah, we're at the end, man. And everything is being exposed. The world is pretty much like the water, the sense of everything, all the cracks and crannies of Esau's weakness, man, is being covered. It's being exposed, brought to the forefront. But we just missing the instant files and all that shit. They just certain levels of what these guys were doing behind the scenes, man. You know, the report came out, the Epstein, studying so-called black people. You know, this is what they do. Because why? It goes back to Esau, who is the wicked, who is also known as what? The cunning hunter. The Israelite, so-called blacks, Latinos, they're cunningly hunting. And if you're not aware, there's an enemy aiming at you in every angle throughout your life. Whatever you partake in, it's a snare, it's a trap. You see that? That's why you gotta come into the good grace of Yahweh try to be living from that.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2 in verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only you who now let until he be taken out of the way.
That's an offense of iniquity. Even sticking back from the Roman Empire. You had the mystery. People didn't know what the fuck was going on. You had people up top, you know, who were facilitating the affairs of men below them, causing corruption. See that? And it's the same thing until today. You got a mystery of iniquity, which is the secret counsel of wicked. There was the top making families of Esau Edom, Rothschild, DuPont, Gettys, Oppenheimers, all these people, the 13 Becky families, right? They're all at the roots of the same agenda, which is what? Get that birthright back by any means possible. Which means that now they're going to pretty much defile you by going against the law, establishing everything against the laws, statutes, commandments, how about some shot, man. Keep the niggas at a lower state. But they know that the law is your kryptonite. See that? That's why you need your Yahweh shot, because he is the end of the law unto righteousness. You know what I'm saying? This means that if you believe in him, now the law does not apply to you, even though your food is poison. You see that? You know you might sleep with a woman that's considered adultery. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, I mean in the sense that you don't know that she got
Another man.
Yeah, you don't know that she got another man, but at the same time, like she don't got a man now. You sleep with her, right? Not in the sense that, yeah, you know she got a man, you still sleep with her, but a woman is a virgin thing, right?
It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Right. It's the reason why you got now all legislation, things being set up to prevent you from going online and speaking out against who has been revealed. Who's been revealed, man? You got even a common person today who was talking about the so-called white people being like overly wicked. Look at what they've done, look at the track record. How we used to go, they put like old slave reports, how used to cause a mother to bury their child in the sand and keep their head up. They would kick their head until the head be hit, separate, and they would do that shit for sport. It sort of goes into that how they do like sports mission. Missions be like sporting for them, something like that, right there. But this is what these devils do. They don't give a damn about you, Jacob, man. You think these devils have changed? No, they have not changed. They're the same devil, but only in this time is that they have accumulated the ultimate form of deception. You know what I'm saying? Of subtlety. And what you niggas don't even see, that even though they smile in your face, they still dream about kicking your head off while you buried in the sand. And they said that made the mother pretty much take the head and boil it and serve it to the Edomite masters. There's some of the atrocities Edomites have done that you jakes have forgotten about. And even if you niggas do remember, you don't want real justice. You don't want to put these niggas back in slavery. You see that? But it makes you unfit to even cry out. You're not even able to cry out unless you want to put these motherfuckers in chains, man.
Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 23. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief.
Yeah, you do sport for what? Like an activity, for fun. Get off on that shit. See that? They're like when you throw a ball and you shoot a basketball, man. right? That's some joints. They got off on a kick in the head. Let me seem like kick him harder than you. I don't be the one to knock his head out. And you laugh when you kick this little motherfucker. He's dead already, you know? Got a little tick kick, you know? Head halfway something. This gonna be the one right here. You know what I'm saying? And whoever gets the fucking head off gets the prize. Some shit like that, man. You think we gonna have fucking fun to delve to the king?
You don't think you gonna get paid for that, dude? You know what I'm saying? Lord ain't gonna let these niggas get away with simple things like that, because there's a lot of things this nigga ain't even right in the memoirs, man. It was another thing this nigga, he used to test the sharpness of his sport. By saying, put your hand right here. That shit for sport, man. Nigga ball. And then there's another thing called alligator bait, man. This thing wasn't, these different type of sports or fucking pastimes wasn't exalted by niggas having a good time. No, it was really exalted by Israel's suffering, man. That's the entertainment that Esau pushed forth, is the Jake just fucking suffering, man. That's the reason why a nigga want to be a quarterback, so he can get hit 50 times a year, man. Just so he can please the fucking white man. You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, and they made memorials of this shit. That's why you got the Florida Gators, you got the chalk and all this shit. Nigga, what that shit go back into, man? You know what I'm saying? You niggas only in question that. You got LA Dodgers. Going back to the African Dodgers ball. They used to throw balls in your head and break your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Break the skull, put you to death, have you probably ill because of brain damage. And they got off on that shit. So you should understand right now why the scripture says that we should meditate terror. Why? Because these niggas meditate terror on us, man. They gonna put you up on the stake and burn you slow. They'll slow rush your ass, put your feet up, man. And have pleasure in that shit. And guess what? These same devils have not gone away. They are back today. There's more disguise. Yeah, they'll say that, that wasn't me back then. I didn't do that. That was my forefather. That was nigga. All your forefathers who did that. But guess what? You're back on the crime scene. Get ready to pay for all these things that you have done in your past time.
Yeah, this Ecclesiastes 12 verse 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right, so don't, when Trump, man, like, you know, they put that, Trump visited a black church recently, you know what I'm saying? He visited a restaurant recently, you know, black establishment. He came in that motherfucker speaking Jesus, laughing, playing and joking, hee ha ha. But they don't know that these niggas behind his smile, he got another plan for you niggas. See, that's what gives a white man comfort, knowing that he can do this thing, laugh in your face and play with you, because you know that at the end of this shit, he plans on putting your ass down. See that?
It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him and beware of him. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
Right, so wipe that smile on the face. You're really going through his mind. See what he really thinking. See that? You're going to see that his mind has not changed from past. See that? Behind that smile, this nigga got a counsel to kill your ass. See that? That's why they got concentration camps set up. You know? They say that they're torturing the northern tribe. Right? They got incineraries. Now, you know what I'm saying? Certain detainees have become missing. You know what I'm saying? All these things that are accumulating, which they're not reporting on, but this is what they get off on. Oh, only this on the video that the elder did about ICE. Pretty much joking about putting a mark on the detainees, claim that they need to keep the mark on the You know what I'm saying? So these devils are going to be who they are. It speaks about how at the last they should declare their weakness, man. Yeah. Hey, let them change this spot.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, in verse 23. It says, can an Ethiopian change the color of his skin? Can a leopard take away his spots?
Nope.
Neither can you start doing good, for you have always done evil.
Yeah, Esau's water of weakness, man. They can't stop doing it. That's why the scripture say, they sleep not. They sit there and cause some to fall. that sleep is taken away, and it says they had pretty much established witness, man. It shows you what this man inner thoughts, plans, and purpose is. You can't get residents Jacob to suffer. That's why it's such a grieving thing for him to see us wake up out of all this madness. And he is given to us. Come back to your how about a shot, that's why we are the number one tournament. Right? But hey, the more know that. That's why, although we are a prey, and when the Lord sees it, read Isaiah 59, the Lord sees it. That's why you're going to see a fucking hour shot from every event. Who was crying out, righteous. Like, this is a righteous cry that we're doing. We complain about the injustice, so-called, because we got niggas taking to the streets. I saw the video of the nigga who was bound up, said he shot like 4 times, the dog and cat back to them. And niggas all fucking up on that shit too. So what are they doing? Who they call? Are they pleading to your own body and all shit? No. And
nigga was a nigga anyway. He was a nigga, he deserved it, brother.
Like immature, somewhere along the line, these niggas did some shit that was fucked up. Lord, we gonna be at the Esau scored push. Same as everyone else.
Nigga probably a scoff against the prophet. That's what the man is. Probably get down on a nigga like that, man. Because we shouldn't say the Lord, he don't push the sword in vain.
Right.
Then in Romans 13 chapter, so again, when something so dramatic happens to the nation of Israel, that happens, man. Just like niggas who fucking ages. Niggas think that Esau gonna help you out. Now you can get a spot in the front of right beside Jacob right child. No, nigga, you gonna die with them, man. Niggas don't understand how deep the game gonna go. Niggas gonna be left out in the sand, man. Fucking with Esau, man. Nobody wants you to probably just pull it out and never trust that enemy. But like his iron trust shows his weakness, man. So stop looking for acceptance from a man who don't give a damn about you, but look how he created you, man. Yeah,
because if I may say too, because you got Israelite leaders who understand that, yeah, there is going to be a Jacob trouble. But like you're saying, niggas had pretty much compromised their stance and their stability, their integrity with the Most High to sell out. Because Esau told these niggas that, hey, do this, do that, hey, I'm going to preserve you. So you go sell out the sheep, you go teach them lies and all that, you go shit open that you'll be preserved. But if you know anything about Esau never kept his fucking promise. See, you know about the truth that was broken with the niggas. Hey, he had niggas on this side, the city taking his against, the niggas who was against him. What he was doing.
Yeah, because he's seeing a lot of stories that a lot of symbols, which is Reuben, a lot of Gad that tried to change on Reuben, and Reuben fled and Gad so-called overtook the land. A couple years later, guess who overtook the land? Esau did. Through the form of squatting or what manifest destiny. Because Reuben really going for this shit that Esau was pushing for. But I got something real quick, just going back on niggas that bug out. This is the book of Job 15, let me start at verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. So niggas, when you go into that word bribery, it actually goes back into somebody who's selling out, or somebody who gives carnal dollars in order for you to basically what's the word I'm looking for? To compromise your knowledge, man, to compromise your doctrine. So niggas doctrine got compromised, or whose minds got compromised, the Lord said desolation shall hit you, man. Ultimately, and the reason why, because you really didn't cleave and hearken to the ways of the Lord. Talk about the flock, man. Just going back into this nigga, Alazar, that nigga named Deacon, but also the guys from IUIC. Instead of him saying that we Hebrew Israelites, this nigga gonna try to switch it up saying that we American Israelites, man. That's fucked up, man. That's What y'all brothers got? You know?
Yeah, because you niggas, as you see, hey, as we get closer, towards the end and for the prophecy, niggas start to switch up, man. They change that whole thing for what they believe in. Why? Because they want to be preserved. Niggas took a bad, man. Now they get that whisper in the ear like, don't say this, don't say this and that. Don't call me how about something you do. They like it. Joke about it. That's why he's out there making jokes about things that was so serious, but we want some people looking at it as, nah, this ain't, this ain't put it that serious.
But say, you want an extra $250,000? Say, yeah. Say, the only thing you gotta do, man, don't you ever say the name. You know? That's the way that nigga thinking in the side. And even that nigga, it's another nigga named Shah Yashrala, he was a break off his Sakari. This nigga got a problem with the fucking Hebrew. So niggas getting paid to now push forth the true doctrine of the Lord. You know, and again, like the brother mentioned, you want an extra 10,000? Yeah, don't teach about the missiles. You know, you want an extra million? Don't you ever say the name of the Lord again, man. You know? Never even somebody they're going back into Acts, where they say, did we not tell you not to preach in his name? Tell you, it was gonna be niggas that's gonna push forth a certain type of vibration to try to hold back the name of the Lord, man. But y'all some fuck niggas, man. And may the Lord destroy y'all, man. You know?
You know what you're doing. That's the thing. It's obvious. It's too obvious right now that you niggas know exactly what the fuck you're doing. So now there's no more hope for your sin. The Lord is making everything crystal clear. Even your congregations constantly asking about, well, you saying this, but I don't see it, but they saying this, and it makes more sense. So you gotta explain it. Right? You go to the CPC, you try to explain it, but you can't even bring it. Bring it home. Bring it home. It's a tip. The basic fact is to be incorporated with the chip. Well, it might be.
It might be.
That can't be the mark of the beast. No.
Hey, my man, I'm just going back to that way. Us to him, we have a sure word of prophecy. We're not saying it might be. We tell you what it is, man. But again, make probably took a deal. Wait, probably about what, 15 years ago, 8 years ago? Don't you ever say that this was mark of the beast. You know, because that's the things that these niggas have. Niggas get more money about how many niggas they find them and everything, man. Sick niggas, man. I'm telling you how at the end of the day, you selling out the doctrine and selling out your people. Ultimately, it's going to lead to your ass being destroyed, man. You know, you say, I think, I'm going to go back to Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, start at verse 1. Because once you're doing, in these foundation scriptures, their brothers brought up to us. And these are foundation scriptures that these other camps don't really go into, man. When you really follow a camp, man, you following somebody. You know, it's just like that then, if you was going to follow Moses or you was going to follow Korah. We seen what happened to the niggas that follow Korah, man. And we seen what happened to the people that follow Moses. They entered into the land of places, and the niggas that was following Korah, them niggas got swallowed up in the earth, man. Them niggas was a fall of fucking world, man. It's a reason why this nigga Deacon, the apostle told him that it's not going to get up and preach. They can bow your head. But as soon as he gets to the Edomites, this nigga come with a silk shirt on with a fucking bald head, man. But you ain't got to feel it kept the hard on. You ain't got to go feel it kept to have those bald spots no more. At the end of the day, it just shows you that you're a wicked nigga and you're not a man of the Lord. Y'all remember that? Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shah, came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, when I bring the sword upon the land, and we can see the sword that the Lord is bringing. Look at ice. Baba Kishah, it's an article they brought, one of the brothers put in the text about how ice is basically surrounding central Alabama. This brother did a video where's the dudes about the Alabama agitators, man. These niggas finna get ready to roll down upon us, and you niggas are worried about Gentile salvation, man. Instead of warning the flock what's really going on, man. Telling you that you really don't love the sheep. You ain't really a shepherd. You a hireling. You an FN, man. You know? You got it. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah, this is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world.
These things they ought not to, man. Gentile salvation. That's a crazy ass thing right there. Niggas teaching that, help me out, brothers. Yeah, having sex in the Sabbath. Is that what?
Between 100 and 1,000 years.
Yeah.
For the Lord, crazy nigga, man. For the Lord to come back.
Sick shit, 10,000 years. Don't worship Yahweh Shai. Don't listen to the reigns of Paul. We just pulled out Paul.
Oh, they said America, but they said this Jerusalem.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they said America, Jerusalem.
Sick, man. Yeah, so that's why I say whose mouths must be stopped. Because niggas crazy out here, man. If you continue to let these niggas go on, they get along, then he'll be niggas like Trump. Talk about us. They gonna flip the script on us. Black culture, that's Babylon. You know? You got it. They gonna call us Edomites now. That's what happens when you get a white man this word, man. Nigga flip the script, nigga make the slave hour again. You got it?
Kinda, it says.
Yeah, we came with slaves. You know?
As a slave now,
Yeah.
coming up, man, cause Esau put so much delusion that common sense really don't make sense no more to these people. And that's why the scriptures don't make sense. But the Lord said these things is plain. But you got Esau pushing out all this confusion that it's a stumbling block unto you now, man.
Hey, the simplicity in your house.
Yep, it says teaching things they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. And it says one of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said that the Christians are always liars.
Yeah, they always liars. The Christians, they lies. You got it.
Evil beasts.
Evil niggas, evil niggas like to pop everything. You talking about Sakari them? You got it. Come on.
Slow belly.
It's slow bellies. When you go into that word slow belly, it means that you retarded. Why should I get that spiritually discerned from you? That's what that means, man. Read it again. They say the Christians. You know, you gotta look up the history of the Christians, man. Come on, now.
Okay, it says one of themselves, even the prophets of their own, said the Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. True witnesses is like this witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
Yeah, rebuke them niggas sharply so they can do what? Sound in the faith, man. So we ain't rebuking you just for GP or the sound cool or yeah, we know big words. No, we rebuke you so you may be sound in the faith, so you may be saved, bro. This is not nothing personal. No, we don't know none of you brothers personally. Y'all don't know us personally, man. But the only thing that we check you on is the doctrine in the scriptures, man. And once a nigga start getting personal, that's how we already know that you niggas know. I'm gonna try to get you from now.
That's 2 Corinthians.
Start, give me some meat on it, brother. Start at 12. Start at verse 11.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14. So like 1 Corinthians 2 and verse 11, it says, for what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him, even so the things of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua knoweth no man, but the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
So the spirit controls everything. You know, the spirit knows what's really inside you and what you really believe. You know, you can probably juke a brother, but you can't juke the Most High. You got it.
Now we have received not the spirit of the world.
We haven't received the spirit of the world. We mentioned earlier about Corey, Dathan, and Abraham. Because ultimately, the spirit of the world actually will consume you with filthy things. Even, let me be honest, even on this side, having too many women can make you go off, man. Now you just pop a woman, they can't get you off no more. You gotta do extra things to get you off. Now you P. Diddy, you know? You got it, you know, that was spirit, it's a balance into things, man. You gotta always balance shit off, man. It's even with brothers. Now I say to myself, I don't give a fuck. Hey, sometimes brothers get on the drought, and that's a good thing. And it be sometimes motherfuckers throw it at you, man. And that's a good thing, you know, but you gotta balance that shit out. You got it.
It says, but the spirit which is of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that we might know the things that are freely given to us.
Freely given to us, prophecy, come on. Freely give as you freely receive, come on.
Of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches,
Yeah, not as what man wisdom teacher. Come on, come on.
but which the Holy Spirit teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
They're comparing spiritual things with spiritual. That's why we speak in similes and metaphors, using the words like his ass, because it's a spiritual thing, man. You know, you got it.
But the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of
But the
Yahweh,
natural man receiving not the things of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. You got it.
for they are foolishness unto him.
Yes, the MOTB is foolish unto these niggas. Even me having a white woman, that's foolish unto niggas, man. And the reason why, because you can't get it. You know?
Great doctrine.
Yeah, come on. It's good.
Great doctrine. You know what I mean? Niggas don't understand that. You know, because you niggas are really, you know, you carnal, man. You know? Again, the spiritual aspect of things, you niggas can't receive it. Because you don't got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You got the spirit of your father fucking Esau Edom, man. So you're going to be offended in the things of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Yeah.
Because the ways of Esau are contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
If I mean, yeah, like just going back into that Deuteronomy 22, niggas ain't even in break. What if she liked it? You know, she wasn't betrothed to nobody and she liked it. What you gonna do then?
That's life. Because you see the result of that law not being in effect, man. You got bitches crying, abortions, you know. But yet, if it was in effect, she'd have a husband. You know, she wouldn't be a slut now. This bitch on Pornhub. You see, but it started because she got raped when she was 12, man. You know.
You should add too, man, 'cause like you had the saying like swept me off my feet. That was a thing. Women that they desire, you know what I'm saying? Women just come up and just grab you up. So it's fine, type shit.
Love at first sight.
They naturally desire to be dominated. See, it's an ancient, you know, fine shit in their hand. That shit has been lost, man. Not niggas. They look at that shit as, you know, too aggressive.
Yeah. They call them gorilla people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the term.
Yeah.
That ancient, like, they used to call it bride stealing or something like that. That was an ancient custom. But a woman want to be taken. You know, they want to be dominated. And that's a manly thing. It's like,
If I may add, that's what, if I may not be too vulgar, but that's where that word pussy come from. Because it's a game of cat and mouse. You know what I'm saying? You playing with the motherfucker, you gotta go and you grab it and shit like that. Bitches like that shit, man. That's what the word, when you people really go into, that's where that English word pussy come from. You know?
Hey, if I may, and it also deals with order as well. Because it's even scriptures on how you got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to keep it in straight. Because like you said, like these women, they like to be got, man. You know? So even going with that law, man, that's just dealing with order, man. But you niggas don't like order. You know? That goes back. Yeah, the father, your devil, you know, Esau Edom, man. You know? And you niggas are just carnal, man. But
You got it, bro. Keep on going where you was at, brother. Keep on
Cause if I may, I continue. It says, neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned.
Yeah, spiritually discerned. And that is the same word for a slow builder. You spiritually retarded, and the Lord have basically crippled your spiritual gains, so now you can't understand the simple things of the truth. Because Deuteronomy 22, yes, nigga might stumble at that, but a nigga stumble at Edomite can't be saved, man. A nigga stumble at the white man being the so-called Edomite. And the reason why, because the Lord have ultimately put you in the position to die, man. Because how we know that you're gonna die, you can't get this word. Brother, got something? Bible shop probably ain't give me 1 Corinthians 16 and the last two verses, a month of Maranatha. And look up that word, brother, get that word, a month of Maranatha on the dick.
She got something for you real quick.
She got it.
Book of Psalm 119.
You got it, I'll pray.
Yeah, the book of Psalm 119 and 144, going back to what you're saying, and Jay don't really get it. The righteousness of thy testimony is everlasting. Give me understanding and I shall live. Right? So give me understanding of your purpose, your law, your righteousness, and you shall live, man. Someone who understands Deuteronomy 22, the great things, and you know, the reason behind all of that, hey, you're gonna accept it, like, yeah, that's the right way. But if you don't have this understanding, you're gonna deny it. You're like, nah, that ain't right. Now you call the Most High a liar. But this testimony consists, you pretty much submit yourself unto the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Shai. Whatever was written within the scriptures is true, it's right. So to go against it is death. So if you don't have this understanding, your ass is dead, man. You see it, it's dead, John.
Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians 16 and verse 22. It says, if any man love not the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, let him be anatha maranatha. And when you go into this word anatha, it takes you back to the Greek word anathema, which is a thing set up or laid by in order to be kept. It says especially for offering resorting from a vow or being consecrated to God was hung upon the wall or columns of the temple, or put in some other conspicuous place.
Shall I read it again now? Yeah, get the word Martha again, get the word Maranatha. Read it again.
Okay, yes, this is the word amatha. It says a thing set up or laid by in order to be kept.
Yeah, to be kept. So ultimately, that's a sense of preservation. So the Lord will preserve the niggas that can't get this truth. That's why I say, if any man love not this word, let him be a monster. So Lord, he might preserve a nigga from the famine. Nigga might preserve a nigga from the sword, Esau, Edom. Ultimately, for this nigga to get hit with the missiles.
Back you up. 2 Peter 2 and 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation.
Come on now.
And to preserve the unjust unto the day of judgment.
Yeah, he's gonna reserve you niggas to the day of unjudgment. Shall I read it again? Not so long.
Come and say, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Yes, and that's what the Lord doing. That's the Armata Maranatha. The Lord is preserving you niggas might think he right. I told y'all they could be saved. Well, I'm still alive. Just so this nigga can actually get prepped for a missile. Now, with the scripture that says in the book of St. John 15, I have not come, they have not sinned, but now I have come, they have no cloak for their sins, man. So niggas ain't got cloaks for going on. Niggas ain't got cloaks for selling out. Niggas ain't got cloaks for the police department. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna be a victim to the elements of the Lord, man. You know? Real quick, I forgot.
It's the book of Jude, chapter 1, one chapter, verse 19. It says, these be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind. And that word sensual goes into other senses. They're carnal minded. They don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, therefore they can't understand the things of the Lord. But you got it.
You got I read it this morning?
Yeah, no, that was it on there.
No, I thought you had nothing.
Yeah. Just going back to your point. This is 2 Ezra 16 in verse 22. It says, for many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. It says, for many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah, like we brought out earlier, Jeremiah 15. You know what I'm saying? Those who were allotted to the plagues. Why is that? Because, you despise government. You're walking after the flesh, the first going into it. Here it is, Lord set up counts in the earth, man, to guide you, rebellious dicks, who will always depart from the Lord, into instead of peace. But here it is, you want to do your own thing. So by doing your own thing, the Lord's going to lead you out into the field for yourself. You're not going to have divine protection. You're not going to eat in the time of the famine. You're not going to drink when there's a drought. You're not going to have protection from the troops. You're not going to have protection from the elements overall. And you just be crying for mercy, right? Why? Because you despise, the righteousness of the Yahweh Shem Shai, man, because of your own lust. What you want to do, see?
Going back to that point, brother made about Maranatha being preserved. The Lord saying, you want to escape the hunger, the sword gonna get you. And the way that you're gonna escape the hunger, you preserve yourself and you take that seal. And it's gonna preserve you for the sword.
Not bad, can we do it real quick? The Amos 5th chapter. So the brother said, you may escape from one event because you saw what was coming. You decided to stack up, stock up or whatever. You may escape famine for a period of time. But it's gonna be something else you gotta escape from, man. You might not escape that motherfucker. You know?
Yeah. Amos 5 in verse 19, it says, it's like verse 18, it says, woe unto them that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bare metal, or went into the house and laid his hand upon the wall, and the serpent bit him.
Yeah, so the Lord withdraws his light, right? They almost, you know, if access the same thing that the trip to your peace gets taken away, you're gonna be seeking for refuge, man. So you may escape one situation, right? Again, you may have foresaw the famine coming, right? You stocked up, vision good, you got a little bump or whatever. But what about when that shit dries up or someone raises up shit and you gotta take off and run? Well, you may run into another situation. The Lord setting your ass up. So it's like you can't escape. You know, like the brother said, like the officer said, the ultimate, you know, thing that you want to escape from is a milsim. No one is going to be able to escape the milsim unless your ass is being on what you call a so-called real folk. And what you got Trump who's getting ready to come out and disclose information about that. Right? Why is the Lord bringing it out right now? Why he got Esau bringing it out right now? Well, yeah, you know, they got an agenda of mass success, but really, this will put you niggas up on game about, you know, what's really, you know what I'm saying, the thing that's going to be a time to your salvation, what they're afraid of, which is the chairs of the Hallelujah Shalom Shop. You know, that's the only way you're going to be able to escape damnation from a thumb of destruction. No, they'll do it.
This is Matthew 24 and verse 29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Yeah, that's twofold. The stars fall from heaven. That's the nuclear warheads falling from the sky. And also the rulers of the society falling from their heavenly state as well. Yeah?
Yep, it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud of heaven with power and great glory.
Right, so this is what you want to escape. Now when the Lord shows up with a chance, your hope should be that, Lord, beam me up in this time. Again, you may have escaped these things that have transpired on earth. But you saw a lot of people die, you may be thinking, like, Lord, the Lord is with me. But you call another name, you call on Yahuwah, Yeshua, or Yahweh or something like that. And when they show up, your ass gonna get beamed up. And you keep all that shit you telling me, but you didn't get beamed up. Why? Because you had the wrong name, you had the wrong doctor. You had the wrong number. Yeah, that's a beautiful point too that the brother brought up. You read back, man, you got the wrong number. You down the wrong number. So you didn't have access to a key to unlock mercy. You see that?
Yep, it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of the trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Yeah, so the elect is all about the election. That's the 1/3 of the ribbon. Alright, so as you read in Zechariah 13th chapter, 1/3, you know, 2/3 should be cut off, but the 1/3 should be left therein. And the reason why, because they all, the 1/3 will eventually come back into you, how about Shalom Shah by the way of obedience. That will eventually subscribe to the testimony of Yahweh Shah. Whether about word or whether about what miracles being seen. We should come into that time period which the Lord will start showing things. Where people don't notice about who he truly is. This is how the Lord makes himself known on the earth by miracles. Things that can't be explained. You know, you thought your God was something. Lord, let me show you that your God ain't really shit. So I don't really the true power that controls these things. So when you start to see who is controlling, a lot of jakes gonna start to convert. Just like during the time of Acts, you know, dealing with Yahweh Shah prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Raising from the dead. You got people being filled in the multitude of time of famine. See? People being healed of sickness. All these things coming back. You know, they do is spirit. You know? And they all, hey, ain't nobody getting on the chairs who don't believe in the Hallelujah Shalom Shah. That's a fact. So you gotta expect miracles. We pretty much, you know, we're basically hid right now. We're elected here.
This is Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Yeah, so what time period is that talking about? Who was the one who smote us? That's it with that future prophecy of us in this lifetime who had lost our way, who depended on Esau, the so-called white man, who beat us down to a pope man at one point. So we were subservient unto him, because to him as a god. And now the truth is coming out. Now we look at this nigga as a fucking peasant. So why? The scripture says that he's nothing more than a base man. He's a caveman. Like, damn. So you tell me this nigga who controls the earth. Everyone who's looking up to is a fucking caveman overall. You know, the fucking commercial that we watch. Yeah, the guy from the commercial. So he's a caveman to do it.
And they think of this nigga as a fucking god. When he really the basis of it.
Shit.
You're a fucking peasant, man. A bow. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking peasant. And he's deserved to be on our feet. But, you know, we understand that this is the Lord showcasing his power as well. Because, look, you niggas went off. So now, I'm going to show you my power by bringing a fucking caveman and put him over and rule him over. The lowest of the low. They eat children. They drink blood. They eat feces. They drink piss. This is the man that I put over you in a suit and tie. We could look up to as the God of this time. Would you submit to? Yeah, I did that. But on the same note, people are saying like, nah, this ain't who I ordained to be set up overall. I didn't did it to show you ass that I can do it. But eventually I'm gonna set you back on top. See that? Many times the Lord is flip-flopping, you know, things that was wrong. It's gonna turn upside down, it's gonna turn upside right. It starts by the word and the word, brother.
This Daniel chapter 4 and 17, like, look, this matter is by the decree of the righteous and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know.
To the intent, hey, that the living may know. All those who are alive in the spirit understand what it's going into.
It says, know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
Both sides sets up dictators, rulers, judges, dictate the earth, man. So he'll give it to whoever who will.
And set it up over it the basis of men.
Yeah, the lowest of the low, the scum of the earth is ruling the earth right now. Whether you people believe that or not. Your beloved so-called white man who is benevolent in your eyes is really the wicked in the scum of the earth, man. He's a Harry caveman who the Lord allowed his name to shave every fucking week. You know what I'm saying? To put a fucking bow tie on in a two-piece suit. And they look at your ass like you ain't shit. How about Joe said, now I am their son. You bounce to the two and their people. See?
In Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah. So now why did he cover the face of the judges? This man is a messiah of the whole world. The whole world thought that the so-called white man was, you know, the most side of his son looks like that shit, man. A pale white one with long, stringy hair. And he was just nice. What they paying to you niggas gave you the feed off of him. Now you look at him as a god. Which in reality, according to scripture, no, this is the true image of our Lord. The Austrian so-called black man, you know, Yahweh Shah, his true name, Hebrew, right? That's coming back to take away the so-called white man who pushed forth these lies, man. And this is what we're waiting on. So yeah, truth is being established in the earth again. Again, hey, light cannot be overcome with darkness. Darkness is worried about light. Light ain't worried about darkness. You see that? So that's why these niggas trying to hide from the light. That's why they had to hide the light. Light trumps darkness. So we're in a time of light. Everything being exposed. Nigga can't hide no more. Esau can't fucking hide himself. What's that mean? He's gonna be exposed open to it.
Yeah, this is Romans 9. Yeah, this is Romans 9 and verse 17. It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Yeah, so Esau tell you that it was Isaiah to take that to that how he says that through my might, my will, I took down the nations. I gathered these riches. I did everything that I got. Like the brother brought out, Job 9:21, the earth was given to you, nigga. To borrow. The Lord limited it to you for a period of time. Why? To fulfill what? Genesis 27. You cried out for a blessing. Here it is, Lord gave you as a semi-blessing for a short period of time to rule. But you don't want to give it back up. You see that? So that's why the Lord will come back and snatch it from you.
Yep, it said, you trying to keep the car warm, you old and folks. So they come get that shit, man. That's what the Lord for the come take the earth back, man.
Yeah, you know the repo, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They don't care where you at.
In the middle of the night, though.
Hey, why you eat?
Yeah, why you
The Lord gonna snatch the earth right this nigga eat,
like
man.
I got something real quick. It's the book of Sirach 4 and verse 31. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay.
Yeah, it's like they big cry. Father, bless me also. Bless me, give me also with my father. Hey, okay, nigga, I give you that. I'm gonna bless your ass, nigga. You gonna get that earth and do with him, the fatness of that earth. You know, and he was mad over that, but here it is. Hey, you don't want to give it back. It's time to repent. Because really the blessing belongs to what? Jacob. You claim who stole your birthright and all that. That's what it belongs to. So now, since you don't want to give it back, now I'm gonna come and take your shit. You gonna depot you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Romans 9:17, it says, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee.
It's like, so the Lord raised you up. That's why he created narrative. It was Esau and Jacob. Once he be showing it up, they was fighting in the womb, right? They was doing all this shit like that. Why about us? Because these two nations would be combating this until the end, you know, but it was all to definitely show my power on the right hand side when I sent back my son, who was resurrected from death, who was immortal now, was coming back with the host of heaven, in which I gave you the power of the earth, all this technology, because it showed you where you're not a real power, you're just a fucking man. You're just a fucking man with all this technology, which I gave you where you're not giving credit to me, so now I gotta show you. I'm gonna show you through my son. Okay?
Yeah, it says, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
And the crazy thing about it is, Lord, the Lord put the spirit in you to create the weapon that's going to destroy yourself. That showcases real power. Really, the scripture saying that I put the spirit on the smith, the blowing the coals and fire to create weapons for my destruction. Basically, that's an ICBM. So when you understand that you got a power that's working on your mind to create this weapon that you think is going to pretty much facilitate your new world order and World War III. And that shit's really going to be used against you in that time to bring down your kingdom, to establish the kingdom of heaven, man. And you can't see that. The Lord is pretty much, like the scripture say, the seed and the seed of his. You know what I'm saying? So Esau can help the seed man by the way of his pride that the Most High is still with him.
Yeah, if I may, I got Psalms 10, and if I may kind of get an NLT, it says the wicked are too proud to seek Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They seem to think Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dead.
Why? Because they got everything that they have now. They accumulated riches. They think that it was by my own will, my hand that I did this. You know what I'm saying? Now I realize that the Lord is working on the minds of the kings. He's instilling thoughts in the brain forward. We just talked about the Wilson, nigga. How do they put that thought in his head was the Most High? And look what they has brought all of them to now. Because now you got ICBM. That's that the Lord swore being perfected. The whole time you thought you were doing your own thing, but it was really your own by shot, nigga. You say you look.
It's like this Psalms 10, verse 5, NLT. It says, yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see your promise plainly. They snare
education, they able to charge the neighborhood for certain things and put shit in your wood. You know, they take the trees from the neighborhood. They got 5 times in what? It's fucking up your mind, man. On top of that, you know, they live in Hell Jake. You know, like the Epstein thing. They said that, yeah, Epstein, that was Hell Jake. You know that real. The Hunger Games and all that shit. That movie, Survivor Game. So they play that, yeah, they play that shit out of real, like, Squid Game. They play that shit out of real life. And they have fun with somebody's doing some kind of hunger. You know what I'm saying?
It says, for they brag about their evil desires, they praise the greedy and curse the Lord. It says the wicked are too proud to seek Yahweh Shah. They seem to think that Yahweh Shah is dead.
Yeah, because most I let the niggas do this for a period of time. Here it is. You know that's hot. And you saying that, well, I'm continuing my wicked. Lord ain't checking now, but nigga, here it is. The Lord is checking. Because why? You got a promise out first and foremost. And you've been exposed. But you still don't see your judgment coming.
I mean, I'll back you up real quick. It's Psalms 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
Most I kept silent. Let you niggas go and accumulate your shit like he did in ancient time past. You know? He'll let a nation accumulate weakness to a certain point. To when shit is eventually come back and destroy the end. You niggas the same life.
Thou thoughtest that I was altered such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes.
Right now, yeah, we're being set in order before your eyes. That's why we're talking about the Hebrews of life. We got small, you're talking about the black Hebrews, but we went to Hemet Grove, man. We went to the Hemet Grove and shit.
Arizona.
Yeah, he says about the black Hebrews like that.
Hey, it's like that is going to such. You see, now they got the white people here.
Oh yeah,
It just show you, man, these niggas basically they blend into their culture. This means that he is a Hebrew, but he Hebrew Edomite. You know, you're correct, brother. And that's how our brother took it, man. You're going to it, Jacob and Esau. When you really go back into the ethnics or the genealogy, we're closer to the white man than anybody else. You know, that's why we hate him more than anybody else.
In between, yeah, it shows you how this nigga's a culture. He didn't really, he was like, he's trying to re-steal our heritage again. How they got the white people.
Psalms 10 and verse 5 NLT. It says, yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see your punishment awaiting them. They sneer at all their enemies. They think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever.
Be free. All right? Be free from trouble forever. So, you know what? That's pretty much attributed to this. Especially with the top elites. Well, they have accumulated riches. Now they got bunkers. Now they got technology, right, in space. Fighting against Yahweh Shah. But even on a lower scale, these devils, they don't think that they're going down. The average Joe six-pack, they proud to.
Yeah, in Revelation 18 itself, it says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Yeah, they got fat. They live deliciously, man. Why? Because of the service, the labor, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans built up their establishment.
It says, so much torment and sorrow is given. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and should see no sorrow.
Yes, it's like they said in their heart. This is the mindset of these Babylonians, you Americans, Edomites. You're never going to be in a position of a third world country. Your dollar's going to always be the top thing. You're never going to have to experience much with a famine or war in this land. right? The loss of children, you're not gonna experience that, but here it is, going to the otherwise.
Like it says, if I make grab a quick article, because it was Trump.
Yeah, so we're in a time period in which, America's gonna be extremely profound. Why? Because of this pride. That's why the Lord said, I'm against the old thou false pride. And this is the time which I will visit thee.
Real quick, let's back up. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, in verse 18. Pride goes before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall.
Ooh, a pride, see? America pretty much taunts itself with pride. So that's gonna come what? Before destruction. And a haughty spirit trumps a representation of that before a fall. He is a symbol of America, Babylon the Great, what it represents. I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna dominate the nation, I'm gonna confiscate what I need, for my well-being. But again, that shit's all gonna backfire. Why? Because the nation is gonna get tired of America. Bully, the hammer of the earth. See, that's why the scripture says that the weak sound strong. Now they got nuclear capabilities. So what we're doing is stand for that shit to be implemented.
Going to this quick article back on the officer part, you mentioned these people think that swords won't be on the blood won't be on the swords of America. But it says here from entire headlines, it says the Pentagon warns future wars might strike on U.S. soil as direct military threats worse. See, so you constantly having these threats of these different nations pretty much trying to shoot missiles over there to America. But that's going to become a thing. How you think Trump, he's investing all these billions of dollars in building a golden dome over this place? You see, because of that threat of those hypersonic missiles, and also the prophecy of the hypersonic missiles coming to America. But even building up to that, you're going to have civil wars here.
That's why this place is compared to a virgin. The only place that can happen here is on the silk matters. It's like a bride playing with herself. And it tells us that, I think that's Sirach 25, Sirach 26, how she gonna open her leg up to every arrow. And that's the reason why he wanna push forth that golden dome, man. Because he knows the reason why no war is really being settled here on America for the big moves. More be concerned is why, man. Just so he can destroy her with the ICBMs.
That's a heavy point, like you said, bro. She's open up with her legs and every album. Hey, in a bigger sense, that's talking about a war, but in a bigger sense, it's talking about the biggest war in America, Babylon the Great. What is arrows? It's talking about the ICBM. So yeah, that's a heavy point right there.
Yeah, just going back, Revelations 18 and verse 8, it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahweh by Shema Shah who judges them.
Right, so we know that the conclusion of America is this right here. But what's going to happen before that? When the Lord said, hey, death, mourning, and famine, so much torment given. Why? Because you individuals have walked in great pride, never thinking that this could be the state of America. Your city's overrun by troops. There's going to be blackouts. Oh, there's a report about someone who tried to call it a blackout in Las Vegas. Oh, y'all saw that? Yeah. So yeah, you can have blackouts. You can have people panic buying, stores being empty, people looting and robbing, children, raping. Everything you can imagine will go on in America. So much torment, right? So the Lord will let you get as bad as you can get to where you can start consuming each other, and then eventually, Lord, let me wipe all this shit out. World War III, I'm gonna send forth arrows to really break this war, this prostitute. See, she like to be
Flirtation. That's how people like when women get great, they be flirtations and shit. Teasing and shit like that. And all of a sudden, they keep taking them. You already dressed provocatively, and that's how she do. She provoked the whole planet Earth with the tariffs, the milk in the land, the missile erected. That's like a bitch. That's like a bitch dancing in front of you, man. Yeah, she's seducing you.
That's like that sexy pose. niggas look at New York, Times Square and shit, LA, you like, oh shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? You scrambling enough change to get over to this. You gonna hop on a boat to get to this motherfucker.
That's what God can do.
Yeah.
Just going into our shoes and raid and purple.
Right.
You know, out there party, you know, decked out.
The party where?
Yeah.
The angel had to come, John, really down, like, nah, let me tell you about this thing. You saw you like that. It's like a car to beat. You can, man, I think people stinking in on the outside, you know.
You see my ass? Yeah. Man, he had ass like a fucking, like what?
Plus food. Like,
But that's Alizé like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can have it. Yeah. Sick nigga. But just going back into that word of decked out, I remember in Proverbs 7 chapter, how she can seduce you. She say she have a bed full of aloes and cinnamon. So it's really how when you come to Babylon the Great, it's really the perfect destination to go. It's really the perfect destination to go off and transgress against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's why those aloes and cinnamon in the air, and they can just be the right time for you to just go off. But that's why you have our Shema Shach, you're gonna have to destroy these brides, man. Choppers got it.
This is Revelation 18 and verse 16.
Done.
It says, and saying, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. If I may, when you think of these cities, man, this is how America is pretty much decked out, man. You know, to these different cities and shit. You think about Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, it says, for in 1 hour so great riches is coming not. And every shipmaster and all the company and the ships and sailors and as many as traded by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
If I may, I just going back and say, what city is like unto this great city? What city is like Babylon? Because no other country have been like this motherfucker today, man. Like this sport. That's like a new crowd on the street. Everybody want to pop the whole man. You know what I'm saying? But again, this bitch, she walking around flirtatious. Like you read earlier, she had the scarlet, purple scarlet, and things like that. She have to tie up her horn, but she don't want to get nobody more. You know what I'm saying? She want to dictate the planet Earth without getting popped. You know? Israel stay getting popped, man. You know? In a bad way.
Everybody got popped.
Everybody got popped. You got hot sauce.
Every nation that pretty much got hit up. You got Africa, you know, different countries in Africa that's warring with each other. So it's like, it's just America. You know, that's pretty much just left, man. Like you said, this bitch, she want to dictate. That's like how these women run the day. Like she want to control your pockets while still doing what she want to do and shit. And that's America. This bitch, she want all your resources and do what the fuck she want to do in the earth, man. Yeah. You know, she ain't even rub bitch up
Yeah, she ain't even rub it up against you, man. It's gonna get to a point where you just gonna have to say, hey, baby, you know, you gonna have to open your quiver into every arrow. You know, because that's what a relationship leads to, man. A relationship, if you were a woman just so y'all can be friends, I consider you a woman. To be real. If you were one of women just to get with her, that's what a woman is for. That's what a man is for. A lot of women want it more than a man. And that's why Babylon the Great, that's why she's acting this way. She want that ride to come in her, man.
If I may, going back to what the officer brought out, that Jeremiah 51, Babylon, saying Babylon is taken. She's about to be taken. You know, and that's prophecy going on, letting you know that, you know, going back to those arrows, you know, she's about to be taken, man. Their boy's about to be, you know,
and she want to be taken. You see how she act? Why the fuck you so detestable in the earth? But you asking for a missile, asking for a ride. You know? And that's just like an E, you crank on all that prancing and twerking. You asking for a man to come take it, man. And it's America, all this filth in the earth, you asking for the Lord to come and take it, man. You know? Take the kingdom from it.
And give it to somebody who deserve it.
You know? Like if I may say, like when you think about the American black woman, they pretty much a representation of America as a whole. Prostitution spirit, you know what I'm saying? They block themselves on social media. Everybody see it. When you look at the bitch, yeah, she looks beautiful. Looks like, you know, yeah, I want to get with her. That's a different nature.
treaties and covenants that these devils make with. Until years later, they realize the penalty behind it. That's why everybody's hating this bitch, man. I got some real man grew up off. This is the book of Revelation 17, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. Revelation 17 and 7. It says, the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carried her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns.
Yeah, the beast that carries her. See, that woman is talking about America. What carries a woman? America, where it's the beast system. EU and NATO. And they pretty much dictate what the affairs, you know, that goes on with the EU and NATO. Economic, military wise, and all that.
That's like he's tricking off.
Yeah.
She fucking another nigga and shit like, but she ain't fucking another nigga. She tricking on another nigga and shit, and she gonna give the money back to the Israelis. That's why the Arabs ain't this motherfucker, man. You know, cause she go around and flirt with everybody else, and then give the money to the U.S. and the U.S. get that shit to who? The Israelis. That's the pimp. That's who really these niggas. That's who really pimping. They're so about the planet Earth, man. Them small hats, them creators, man. You know, but we the bad guys. You know, we ain't the ones that's pushing for these different treaties, man. You know.
Israel is a pimp, America's a whore. Use the money to go around and to collect money, man. Everything is going back to Israel. That's why they gotta work. None of that shit.
Okay.
To that woman. This is also right 25 and 21. It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure.
Yeah, John the Revelator stumbled at Babylon the Great, you see. Desire her not for pleasure. Pleasure kills. You know, she that lived in pleasure is dead while she lives. That's why when, you know, Officer brought out Proverbs 7th chapter, you know, I have pretty much peace offers with me. You know, fine linen for each, something like that. Yeah. All these things that are designed to appease your flesh, like, yeah, come and lay with me. And that's his different nations. So yeah, you can't desire a woman for her beauty because ultimately it's gonna lead into what hell, her depths of hell, right? That's what goes into.
That's so destruction. Desire her. Nobody gonna take this place not your rest because it'll destroy you with a sword of destruction. That sword of destruction is gonna make gonna come out with a missile, man.
Beautiful.
You know.
Yes, so with that, Lord willing, y'all were edified, and it all by your own praise and the glory too.
Yeah, Hashem, Hashem, Kadash.
Nobody see the apostles and the elders and the great millstones. So next time we say, Shalom.
Shalom. All right.
Right now.